Thank you. You run a tight ship, and we appreciate you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much.
It's his birthday.
It's your birthday. Why don't you just go? And it's the Constitution's birthday.
It is.
Thank you so
And
much.
he was there.
You should just ask him about the Federalist Papers and the debates.
Absolutely. Just ask Grassley.
Thank you for being here, and congratulations on your nomination. Thank you to your family. These hearings, we know, can be difficult, sometimes the most difficult because of my colleague Kennedy here than anybody else. But certainly, I know that you appreciate their support, and we recognize them for being here today. I was particularly touched by your comments about Constitution Day and that the Federal Judiciary is one of our country's greatest creations. Indeed, the structure of our government and the rights of its citizens that are set forth in the Constitution, I believe right now, at this moment in time, every American should be reminded of the beauty of this country and it's the documents that set forth how we will govern ourselves as a free people and the true purpose of government to protect its people and their rights. And I always love to hear from nominees their value in that, and especially right now. We have this convergence of disorder and crime around some of our states and cities in which politicians are undermining the rule of law based on encouraging people in office to just obliterate the separation of powers, meaning someone in the executive branch that is asked for the responsibility to enforce the law, saying, well, I don't agree with those laws and therefore I will not do that. Or even judges in some respect. And I say this with great sadness because I believe an independent judiciary is a cornerstone of securing the rights of a people and ensuring that grievances and conflicts have a place that people can take them and independent arbiters. But I watch as district court judges around this country not only rule based on what they believe the law should be, but go on to write lengthy written opinions that personally attack a governor or someone in office. And I don't say that that makes me angry or sad just because it may be a Republican, but because of what it does to the integrity of the institution of the federal judiciary, the undermining of the public's perception of its trustworthiness and independence. And I believe when you shake that too much, you shake the foundation of this nation. And so on Constitution Day, I think it's important that we come back together and get back to basics on the true role of a judge. And, you know, you're going to be asked to write written opinions. Sometimes you may author them. I was hoping you could give us your opinion on how a judge might author opinions that would restore or reinforce the public's trust in the judiciary and its true role and its understanding, a judge's understanding of its limited scope and the enormous trust of responsibility that we give judges.
Thank you, Senator. The federal judiciary plays, as you suggested, a vital role in preserving our separation of powers, and done right. The Constitution assigns a very specific job to the federal judiciary, which is to interpret and apply the law and not to make or change the law. And judges who carry out that obligation in good faith, I think, increase the public's faith in the institutions of our government. Now, a few sort of more specific interpretive principles flow from that general rule. Things like textualism and originalism help judges ensure that they are applying the law as written and not importing their own moral or policy preferences into cases. The elected branches are the ones who are able to exercise and should exercise their moral and policy preferences in representing the people. But judges are not elected. To the contrary.
What about these swipes that they like to take at elected officials in really superfluous language that is not needed in a legal opinion?
I'm very lucky to be nominated to an extremely collegial court whose opinions are very disciplined, and I cannot think of such a swipe in a recent Seventh Circuit opinion. I would commit to following that tradition of collegiality and civility. There's really no need or place for a judge to be taking personal swipes at anybody, whether it's from the bench or in your written work product.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations on your nomination. Thank you for being here. I want to go back to the question that Senator Durbin asked you about your support for Justice Kavanaugh. You were not only supportive, you were